Dean Nasr, welcome to SAIS Bologna. It's wonderful to have you here. And thank you for a very informative talk. You mentioned how the Arab uprisings in 2011 brought about a lot of enthusiasm for potential transformation in the region. What did academics get wrong about their predications and analysis of the Arab Spring?
Well, first of all, we didn't see it coming, largely because a lot of the focus was on religious discussions and extremism in the region. And also we didn't pay sufficient attention to economic changes that were happening in the region, particularly in Tunisia and Egypt, that ended up being the place where Arab Spring was born.
Secondly, you mentioned how sectarianism in Syria is an area of concern. What are the implications of an ongoing Syrian conflict for Iran and other Arab countries?
Well, the development in Syria is of concern essentially to the whole region. It impacts not just Iran and the Arab world, but also it will impact Turkey and Israel as well. Because of where Syria is located, all of its neighbors have a vested interest in the outcome. And they all can be impacted by refugee crisis or by population groups that are in Syria, part of the fight, but they also are in their own countries. So Turkey has a Kurdish minority and therefore is very worried about what happens in Kurdish areas of Syria. The Jordanians, the Lebanese, they have similar population groups, Sunnis, and in the case of Lebanon, also Shiites who have relations with Alawites that will have a blowback from this development. And Israel will be impacted if Syria ends up having radical groups or a radical government coming out of this fight, which then would change the calculus in the Middle East. So it impacts everybody in the region.
Lastly, what is the most important event on the horizon for the Arab world and the Middle East region?
Well, there are a number of key events. One is the potential conflict with Iran, which could be a major event in of itself and add a new wrinkle to the region. Secondly is that if a conflict like Syria ends up being a much broader war that includes other powers in the region, and it becomes a major area of conflict across this region. But there could also be a very positive outcome. In other words, if you have in one of these countries that have gone through the Arab Spring, you end up having a major breakthrough economically and politically, that can also be very transformative for the region.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Dean Nasr.
Thank you.